Hey everyone, welcome back to Cruise Class. In today's video, we'll be looking at an example of plotting a scatter diagram. Now, in this table, as we can see, we see a few sales reps, John, Kim, Demar, Lisa, Bill, and Cynthia, and we see the two variables that we're analyzing, the number of calls the sales rep made versus the number of items the sales rep sold. So in John's case, he made 20 calls and sold 30 items. Kim made 40 calls and sold 60 items, all the way down to Cynthia, who made 10 calls and sold 40 items. Now, what we want to do is plot this information on a graph, and that information will be representative of our data, and that would be called the scatter diagram. Now, after we plot all this information, we should end up with a graph looking like this. And remember, people, this is not drawn to scale. This is just a sketch. However, it basically is representing the information fairly accurately. Now, in John's case, he made 20 calls. As we can see, x-axis is representing of the calls, while the y-axis is representing of the amount of items that are sold. And remember what we said. The x is the independent variable, while the y is the dependent variable. Now, John made 20 calls and sold 30 items. So John would be 20x and 30 for the y. So 20, 30. This would be representing John. Kim made 40 calls and 60 items sold. So 40 calls for Kim, 60 items sold on the y. So this is the y and this is the x intersecting. So this dot or data point would be Kim. While let's look at Bill. Bill made 10 calls and sold 30 items. So Bill made 10 calls and sold 30 items. So this point is Bill. And as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data points is representative of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sales reps. So this is a scatter diagram. For even more clarity, we could have made a line of best fit through the information, but it's not necessary unless specifically asked for. So we could easily leave the data just as this, because the information is represented fairly accurately already. And remember, it is called a scatter diagram for a reason. As you can see, the information is basically scattered. So this is how we plot a scatter diagram. It's basically graph plotting. And yes, that will be it for this example.